Hey guys, today we are ranking every game dev YouTuber from worst to best, based on game dev skills, not YouTube skills. Let's go. Jonas, an absolute GOAT from the start. He made Will You Snail, he made Thronefall, he's been in it for years, he's the perfect example of what a game dev YouTuber should be. Easy 8. Polymar, a very good game dev, not quite as much as Jonas, but I say he's also A tier because he was able to make multiplayer game. Bite Me Games, I like these guys, they are very good, but really haven't made something amazing for a long time now, and the last game was a little bit ugly, so I have to put them in C tier, I think. Then we have Fancy. Oh, I hate this guy. The moment he got into YouTube, he instantly was crowned king. Then he made that silly Backrooms game, and insane sales, and his videos became stupidly high production. So even though I'm jealous, I think I have to put him at the top of A tier. He's a bit on the smaller side, and I played his demo of his new game, and he's pretty good, but I have to give him C tier because the game is not out yet. Sasquatch B Studios. So, it's a guy and his wife, which is already amazing for a game dev, making games. And even though I want to rank them higher, I really can't because they haven't really shown something amazing for a long time now, so I have to put him in high C tier. Thomas Brush, I'm sure you all know him, very famous, but I hate to admit it, but he's only made platformers and his marketing is world class. I've never seen someone market a game and give it publicity like him. He really is the best in the game at it, but the game itself is genuinely not very good. I have to put him at, I don't even know, high C tier, yes. Maybe B tier? No, actually no. Most of you probably don't know him, he's very small, but he made the FPS multiplayer game, and I have to respect him, but this game is not completely polished, so I have to put him in B tier. Blackthorn, this one is gonna be controversial. Even though he's a teacher and teaches probably like tens of thousands of people to make games, his own games are actually, I hate to say it, but his own games are not up to par. I have to put him in B. I have to say, he's very small, very quiet, but his new game looks fire, and he's using Godot, and he's doing it low-key, and he's really focusing on player, so I think he round high B. Yeah, now Speed Tutor, again a teacher, but his own games I just haven't seen him really give his all for a game, and I think it's because he just isn't gonna do that. But out of respect, I'm gonna put him in the middle of C tier, yeah, that sounds right. Another teacher, so, he made my first game, I followed his tutorials, and he's been here for years, and he just came back for Godot, and I really want him to be in high A, but he has not made a game of his own, so I just cannot justify putting him there. So I guess, again, just because out of respect, in the middle of C tier, but I genuinely cannot give him higher, even though I really want to. Now Kevin, I was gonna place him around the C tier, but recently he just made a game in 100 days, and I have to say, it actually I think puts him in low B tier. It shows he has some game dev skill inside of him. This game looks great, and I don't like to rate games which aren't released yet, but I think it's genuinely gonna be a low B game, which is great. So I have to put him here. Lost Valley Games. He's been here forever. He's very old, very mature. His first video was 12 years ago, and he still really hasn't released something big. But he is working on his game, and he genuinely looks awesome, and he's very active, so I have to give him low B tier. I have to, out of respect. Thin Matrix, one of the original inspirations for Danny. Yes, the one and only. A genius, of course, but I just don't really like him, I have to say. But it is just my preference, so I don't think I can justify putting him anywhere lower than high B tier, yeah, I guess. Mr. Wishes. So, listen, he's a very good artist, he's an amazing pixel art artist, but his games I don't think stand up to the rest of the competition here, so I put him in D, I have to say. But, do note, his art is amazing, and if he just keeps up with the programming and stuff, I think he really can be something a lot, he can get really high, because he's genuinely talented. Oh, look at this, the first girl, calm down. So, Zigger, an actual game dev with a job at Rare Games, so she's very talented. She creates a lot of physics engines for some reason, but she's making too many physics engines and not enough games. So out of respect, I think I need to put her somewhere in the middle of C tier, because she might be one of the smartest people in here, but she's just not using it right. So for now at least, she's gonna be the middle of C. Fluffy Potato. Oh, do I have some opinion about this guy? If you don't know, he does not use an engine, he uses Pygames for some reason. I don't know why. He's genuinely a genius, but it took him 2 years to make a platformer because he was using his own engine. So of course he's not gonna make something graphically amazing or mechanically amazing, he just doesn't doesn't have the resources for it, but he insists on never switching. But he actually has a job, and I don't like how much he doesn't believe in himself, but he's extremely talented. So I just have to give him the highest of B tier. Yeah, maybe someday he's gonna get an engine and be able to make better games. His next game is coming up, so maybe this will change something. Now, Profile Game. Not very famous, but I really do like his videos. But he suffers from a disease which a lot of other game devs suffer from, and it's really not something I want to see more of. So you see, he has a game, but my experience tells me it is never going to be released. I can't really explain it, but I can't give him any credit for it because it's not out yet, so I'm forced to put him, I'd say, low city, because if this game was coming out, I would place him higher because it genuinely looks great, but I just don't think it's going to be over the finish line. Low C. This guy, I forgot his name, but he made a game about Spider-Man, I think it was called Spider-Doll or something, and it was kinda good. I got like 12,000 quid for it, which is amazing for a game dev, so I think I have to place him, let's see, right above Brachis, because he actually has a game of his own. Even if I didn't really like it, I don't think he deserved that much love, but he is genuinely pretty good at his job and actually made money from it, which not a lot of us can say it, so I give him some respect. Now, Code Monkey. He is the teacher's teacher. He is insanely skilled. He is most likely the most skilled developer out of this entire list, and he did make a multiplayer game, even if it didn't sell very well, so I have, out of respect, to put him on, I think, the low end of 80. Could have been higher, but I guess it's just gonna take some more time. Mississippi. Amazing developer, very beautiful, very powerful, but it takes years between releases, which is quite normal to be fair, but I just want to see more of him, and he already told in a devlog that he works like 2 hours a day, and I'm sorry, we need more of you. He is amazing at his job. Highbeat doesn't quite have multiplayer under his belt yet, but I think he might have very soon. He's genuinely great. 2-star games. So, if we judge him by Choo Choo Charles, I have to say he's kind of in the middle of B tier, because Choo Choo Charles looked amazing, but I really didn't like it. It was not the best horror game, even though his art direction is amazing, and he's very talented and hardworking, but his new game, I think it was called Kafpast, I think is going to place him on the very high end of 8. You know what? I think the highest A tier actually, and I'm going to count it in even if it's not released, because I really believe it's going to make him really close to being the dev god. Caleb. Well, first of all, he is younger than me and I don't like it, so automatically 1 tier lower, and his games really, he didn't release anything substantial, even though he's only like 17, so it's quite understandable. So I think I need to put him somewhere around low C tier. Yeah, this looks pretty fair. Better Call Saul. So you see, he is an incredible artist, he makes some incredible pieces of work, but his games were not up to par, they were just not amazing, I have to say. So even though he is very talented, I have to put him in a little above Whis, but he didn't release anything substantial yet, so I think I don't have a choice. Game Endeavor. Very skilled, he's already been working on one game for I think 3 years and it looks really good, but I do have to reduce some points because it takes him 3 years and it is still nowhere near release, which I mean games do take time, but this looks fair. Poppy Pants. Basically like Jonas, honestly. He made one game, worked on it for years and years and made videos and videos and grind, and it did pretty well, it was very nice. Then he just went silent for a year, released a second game and it did 10 times better. This is some Chad moves over here. I'm not sure if above or below Jonas, but I think below because Jonas has more of loyal fanbase. Very similar to Endeavor, but his game is actually coming out very soon, I think. I like his videos a lot, and I think his game is going to be the next Hollow Knight. He's very talented, so I have to respect him. You know what? I think he's a little above Ito. Yes, he's genuinely great. By the way guys, I just released the Steam page for my new game, and it would help me a ton if you could toss a wishlist to your humble future dev god. The link is in the description. Kogwa Games, very talented. I think he's been in the industry for around 6 years now. I really like his videos, he's very good, so I have to put him somewhere around, I think, right under Endeavor, even though he is very good. What Designs, a man with a job, genuinely a genius, incredible coder. He added multiplayer like it was nothing, so at least a B tier, at the very least middle of B tier. His game looks amazing, he tries to combine Stardew Valley with some other stuff in top-down style. His art is amazing, he does everything himself. Genuinely an amazing game developer, so I think he deserves it. GameDev, a very slow developer. He is now working on a game for 3 years, I think, so I have to deduct some points for that. But this game genuinely looks great, and I really like its rhythm and stuff. So I think he's a very similar case to Endeavor. I want to place him higher, but I think it's going to take some time before he actually releases the game, so for now at least, high C tier. Readable GameDev. Genuinely awesome art style, awesome game idea. I really like his game. I want to place him high C tier, but honestly he deserves a lot more. I say, yeah, you know what? Middle of B tier. His game looks awesome, and honestly I will buy it day one. Genuinely just a great game designer, great game feel. I really like his style, I just have to put him up. Emmys, not sure how you pronounce that, but he just made a video about making a game in 30 days, and I have to say it was very cool, it was a great video, but his skills as a game developer still need more polishing. He's very talented, so I have to put him on the low end of C tier, even though I really respect him. You know what, actually deserve a bit more, because his games look genuinely fun, even if they lack polish. But having no release, I think is really hurting him. I lied. Remember what I said about release dysfunction? Yeah, this game is not coming out, I can promise you that. But his next game is going to be amazing, but this one, I just can't see it coming out. It's just too big of a scope, and he's never going to finish it. And it's fine, but his next game is gonna be awesome. But this one, for now, is just the detail. Even though he is very skilled. Asgard. His game looks insanely awesome, but I'm afraid he's also going to fall into this release dysfunction, or even though I'm a lot less sure of it, because his game looks a lot more polished. So I have to give him more credit for that. And honestly, I'm gonna take a bet and say his game is gonna be genuinely amazing, because it just looks like next level combat. I really mess with it. So I guess it's middle of C. Again, amazing artist, amazing demo for his game. I played it, really polished, really well made. Everything just clicked. He is like these two, but he is actually going to release his game soon, at least somewhat soon. So I think it's only fair to give him something around here, because he's actually going to release a great game from zero to finish. Nova, most of you probably don't know him, he's a friend, he's in my Discord server. He makes great videos, he works really hard, but we just didn't see big release from him lately. So I think we need a bit more data to compare to. So for now at least he's D tier. Shocket. So basically a Danny clone, just a bit more artistic. I really love his videos, he makes amazing videos, you should really go and watch it. But his game, again, I think he has a release dysfunction, because there is no way in heck this game is coming out, I think, ever. His videos are going to be amazing. Amazing YouTuber, but not so amazing game dev, at least for now. He works really hard and he really puts effort into his game, so I'm sure one day he's gonna go like up to 80 or maybe even, I don't know. But at least for now, I have to put him, I'd say, around the middle of C tier, because his game is not coming out, but it's not as much not coming out as him, because he at least might release a demo version or something. Mr. Stark. Out of all the Danny clones, he's the best one, and honestly, his videos are awesome. I love this guy. You know what? Middle of A tier. Genuinely make a great multiplayer game, he deserves a lot of respect for that, and even though he's kind of acting like Danny and disappearing for now, I think he's coming back, so I'll just stick him here. Pet Dino. Very interesting. Insanely popular, getting tens of millions of views, making stuff look like 4K, and that's mostly done by Unreal Engine, so I can't give him a lot of credit for that. And once he tried to make his own game, honestly it looked a lot less impressive. I was disappointed. I have to put him in high C tier. Now you know what? I have to put him in high middle of C tier, because his game, while obviously he is skilled, does not look so amazing like his other videos. Steven, I love his style, he's a genius designer, I love everything he makes, but he did not release amazing titles yet, so I cannot give him too much credit for it now. So at least for now, even though I really like him, I have to put him, I don't even know, in terms of skill, something around middle of C tier. Yarn Studios. Great guy, he makes a samurai game like I did, and his game is actually coming out, so already he skips to C tier, and his game looks awesome. I can't really say much, just good game, so I guess he deserves an high C tier placement. And honestly, it might be even better. I don't know how much he's planning to invest in his game, so we'll see later. Now we have this guy, I forgot his name was, but he actually designed Fruit Ninja, which is amazing. And also we just released a game, which is kinda like the Diver Feed the Deep. Really check it out, great game, obviously great design. Not multiplayer, so I can't put him in 80, but genuinely amazing game. So I think it justifies putting him right at the top of B tier. Now we have me, obviously your future game dev, but I have to say, if if you buy my past games, I am somewhere in the low city, honestly. But trust me when I say Mars vs Robots is gonna be Game of the Year, so I'm gonna take a giant leap here and put myself somewhere around here. Because right now it does not make sense, but after my next game releases, trust me, I think it's gonna be amazing. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for. Who was the previous dev god? At least half the people here are clones of him. Who is genuinely an insane developer, who make 2 games, each gain 10 million downloads in half a year. Top 18 most wishlisted on Steam. If anyone can be called the GOAT, it is none other than Daniel, our current dev god. Even after he's gone, his game still have like 50k concurrent players. This is an insane feat nobody here has ever managed to achieve together, which why he is the one and only dev god, and the only ones which really can touch him are maybe 2-star. If his next game does really good and he releases another game and it also does really good, maybe he can also join him. And Fancy, he does maybe like twice as good as he does now. There is a conversation, but for now at least, Danny is absolutely untouchable. He has a portfolio fitting for a god. And one day he may come back to us. Now remember, it's just my opinion, so don't take it too seriously. I might have got something wrong. Tell me in the comments if you think something else. And I guess that's it. See you next time.